Hey there, fellow Americans. It seems like just yesterday we were all trying to learn the renegade dance. Remember that? Simpler times. Now our favorite app for viral dances and questionable life hacks is facing a predicament bigger than that time your Uncle Terry tried to deep fry a turkey indoors. TikTok, the wildly popular social media platform, is staring down the barrel of a US ban. Why? Well, it all boils down to two words that send chills down the spines of American politicians' national security. You see, TikTok is owned by ByteDance, a Chinese company, and that makes some folks in Washington real nervous. The fear, whispered in hushed tones and splashed across news headlines, is that the Chinese government could get its hands on the data of TikTok's 170 million US users. Think about it, your deepest, darkest search history. From those late-night Baby Shark earworm spirals to your questionable obsession with ASMR videos of people whispering about paint drying. All of it, potentially in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party. Spooky stuff, right? To prevent this digital dystopia, the US government has given ByteDance an ultimatum: sell TikTok's US operations or face a nationwide ban. And the clock is ticking, folks. The deadline? April 5th, 2025. That's right, just a few short weeks away. TikTok, ByteDance, TikTok. Just when you thought this whole TikTok saga couldn't get any wilder, hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get weird. In a move that surprised absolutely everyone, Amazon, the company that sells you everything from toilet paper to telescopes, has thrown its hat into the ring to buy TikTok. Yes, you heard that right. Amazon, the e-commerce behemoth, wants to be the proud owner of the app where teenagers film themselves eating Tide Pods and grandmas show off their surprisingly nimble dance moves. It's enough to make you spit out your morning coffee, isn't it? Now you might be thinking, why on earth would Amazon want to buy TikTok? Well, some speculate that it's all about the Benjamins, baby. TikTok, with its finger on the pulse of all things trendy, has become a major influencer of shopping habits. Remember that time everyone on TikTok was obsessed with those ridiculously oversized bathrobes? Yeah, Amazon remembers, and they want a piece of that sweet, sweet influencer pie. But here's the kicker, no one seems to be taking Amazon's bid seriously. Not the folks involved in the TikTok talks, not ByteDance, and certainly not the Twitterverse, which, as we all know, is the ultimate arbiter of what's hot and what's not. It's like that awkward moment when you show up to a party in a banana costume, only to realize it's not a costume party. Now, Amazon might be the latest suitor to come knocking on TikTok's door, but they're far from the only one. It seems everyone and their tech-savvy grandma wants a piece of the TikTok pie. It's like the hottest club in Silicon Valley, and the line to get in is longer than the wait for a PS5 on Black Friday. First up, we've got Oracle, the tech giant that's been around since the days of disco and dial-up internet. They've been circling TikTok like a shark that smelled blood in the water, and rumor has it, they're the US government's favorite to take over. Why? Well, Oracle is already in bed with TikTok, so to speak, through a data partnership known as Project Texas. It's like they're already living together, so why not just make it official, right? Next, we've got Microsoft, the OG tech giant that brought us Windows, and Clippy, the paperclip assistant that no one asked for but everyone secretly loved. They've teamed up with Walmart, because apparently even retail giants need a little social media clout these days. It's a match made in tech heaven, or at least in the boardrooms of Bentonville, Arkansas. And then there's the Wild Card crew, a motley crew of private equity firms, billionaire investors, and even a YouTube star or two. It's like a who's who of people with more money than they know what to do with, all vying for a chance to own a piece of the future of social media. Section 4. ByteDance's dilemma, resistance, and roadblocks from China. So, with all these eager beavers lining up to buy TikTok, you'd think ByteDance would be popping champagne and celebrating their newfound fortune, right? Well, not so fast. It turns out selling TikTok isn't as simple as listing it on eBay and waiting for the highest bidder. You see, ByteDance is caught between a rock and a hard place. On one hand, they've got the US government breathing down their necks, threatening to banish TikTok to the digital shadow realm if they don't sell. On the other hand, they've got the Chinese government throwing a hissy fit, claiming that TikTok's technology is a national treasure that can't be sold to foreigners. It's like trying to negotiate a peace treaty between a rabid badger and a honey-crazed bear. The Chinese government's stance on TikTok is a real head-scratcher. They claim to be all about free trade and open markets, but when it comes to their own tech companies, Suddenly it's all hands off. This is ours. It's enough to make you think they've been taking lessons from the US government's playbook on economic hypocrisy. But here's the thing. Even if ByteDance wanted to sell TikTok, there's no guarantee the Chinese government would let them. They could easily block the sale, leaving ByteDance stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's a classic case of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Section 5, TikTok's defiant dance, business as usual amidst uncertainty. In the midst of this geopolitical tug-of-war, you'd think TikTok would be in full-on panic mode, right? Well, here's the thing. TikTok is out there living its best life, dancing like nobody's watching, even though everyone is watching. It's like the ultimate act of defiance, a big fat middle finger to all the drama unfolding behind the scenes. While politicians squabble and tech giants circle like vultures, TikTok continues to operate as usual. They're still rolling out new features, signing deals with influencers, and most importantly, keeping their users entertained. It's like they're saying, you can try to shut us down, but we're gonna keep dancing until the very end. And you know what? It's working. TikTok's user base continues to grow, even with the threat of a ban looming over its head. It seems like all the drama has only made TikTok even more popular, like a forbidden fruit that everyone wants a taste of. Section 6. A deal in Jeopardy? The hurdles to overcome. So, we've got a ticking clock, a parade of suitors, a resistant seller, and a whole lot of political posturing. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, just a few minor details like getting everyone to agree on a deal and navigating the treacherous waters of government approvals. First up, we need ByteDance to actually agree to sell TikTok. And as we've established, that's about as likely as getting a cat to take a bath. They're digging in their heels, fighting the US government tooth and nail, and who knows what kind of pressure they're getting from the Chinese government behind closed doors. Assuming, by some miracle, ByteDance agrees to sell, we then have to get the US government to sign off on the deal. And let's just say, the US government isn't exactly known for its efficiency or its ability to agree on anything. They'll be scrutinizing every detail, making sure the deal doesn't pose any national security risks, and generally making life difficult for everyone involved. And then there's the small matter of Chinese regulatory approval. Because, as we've learned, the Chinese government has a bit of a control issue when it comes to its tech companies. They could easily block the sale, leaving everyone back at square one. It's enough to make you want to throw your phone in the nearest body of water and become a digital hermit. But don't despair just yet, folks. There's still a chance, however slim, that a deal could be reached. Stranger things have happened. Remember that time a Cheeto became president?